Good morning, class of 2021. Welcome to what is your first senior class meeting. Hopefully, those of you in attendance are doing well. I am here today just to give you a little bit of the function of how this meeting will go. We're going to have a lot of different speakers. Mr. Trey Montana, Mr. Walker, Ms. Malley, Mr. Reynolds are all here with us. They'll be speaking as we go through. There is a Q&A that I will open here in a second. That Q&A is not like the chat. It allows you to ask questions. It won't be the normal chat in a Teams meeting. All the people who are here presenting will see the Q&A, and if you have a question that is meaningful, we will address it as we go through the meeting. If we don't get through everything, we'll make sure we address any questions that are important through emails or through communications with you. Make sure you're noticing on the side of the screen all the different ways we can communicate with you. There is the senior class Instagram. There is the senior class remind. Of course, there is the email, your student email, which you need to check every day. You need to make a habit of checking your email every day because we're sending a ton of valuable information out through there. Of course, there's the school's social media as well that you can always get a hold of somebody, that person being me. Without further ado, at this time, I am going to send Mr. Trey Montana live here in a second. And when I send him live, I will then be opening the Q&A for any questions you may have. So here's Mr. Trey Montana.
I just pulled in Mr. Reynolds and had my microphone off. Sorry, Mr. Reynolds, you can yell at me later. Hi, senior class. Happy to see you guys in one way or another. We just have a lot of important things we wanted to share with you guys as we start getting ready for this school year and how it's going to end for us and all the different things that normally I would be able to share with you in person that is difficult to do. I see there's about 61 of us or so in attendance. There's a lot of our classmates are not here. So I'm really counting on you guys who are here to pass along and to share information and to spread the word, especially about things like the Remind and the Instagram and the ways in which that we can communicate with you. I have about 85 of you in the Remind right now, and I would like to try to get 100% of the senior class in there, so at least you can receive text from me. So first things first, we want to talk very briefly about graduation. I can't talk much about graduation because there's not much information. All I can tell you right now is that according to the calendar, graduation is still on November, listen to me, still on June 3rd. June 3rd is technically still your graduation. However, Mr. Spence and other people within the county will be having graduation meetings starting in January to discuss graduation. Graduation could go many different ways. Obviously, first and foremost would be like we did it last year, but it could also be live and in person with many, many other variables around. So as that information becomes more clear, we will promise to share that with you as we know things, and we will not keep you in the dark until the last possible second. But just keep in mind, this is also a very fluid thing and will always be sort of moving parts and changing depending upon things like vaccines and numbers around the county as far as illness and all that kind of stuff. So keep that in mind, but as of right now, June 3rd is still technically graduation for you. Speaking of graduation, you should be ordering your caps and gowns from Jostens.com online. He has about 40 or so orders in right now. He would like to have all those orders in and done by the end of December. You simply can go to Jostens.com. I do have a link up there on the board for you to see that is more specific to our high school, but if you go to the link Jostens.com, there is a button for you to push that says put in your high school. You put in Havre de Grace High School, and then it takes you to the page. You can get packages. You can get just a cap and gown and tassel. You can get just a tassel if you can get a cap and gown from somebody else. There's lots of different ways you can do it, but there are also packages that include things like senior apparel and announcements. Senior announcements are also involved. Those are the formal announcements that you send to people. Jostens does those as well. So any ordering that needs to be done has to come from you at home. Normally, we would have sent you a packet. Some of you picked up that packet early in the school year when we first started. But if you've lost that or don't know where it is and don't know how to send that in, the easiest way to order is through Jostens.com. So if you ever have any questions about any of that, you can always email me. Senior class officers. So it's been difficult to communicate with all of you guys about class officers because we haven't been around, and not many of you have been checking your emails, which we've been talking about, or not been able to find your emails, or there's been a lot of really good reasons as to why you don't know this is happening. As of right now, there are 4 people who have put in to be senior class officers. We have 2 running for president, we have 1 running for secretary, and we have 1 running for vice president. There is no treasurer anymore. Now it is going to be historian, which will deal with social media and history. So if you're not aware of that, there is a link that Mr. Spence will also send to you, or that I will send out again, to an application. We did add an application this year, but promise you it is nothing major. It is just simply explaining what is required from a senior class officer, the fact that it is a lifetime commitment, that you and your officers will remain in touch for the rest of your lives, talking about reunions and things like that, that it is an important part of our school, that it is an important thing to remember that you are a representative of our school and that we want top-notch kids involved. So it does require for you to just get a couple of recommendations, and they're only verbal recommendations. So you just got to put a couple teachers' names down that will speak well for you. Your administrator needs to speak well for you, and you need to write a speech, a simple, short speech, 1 paragraph, 1 page, that you will then share with the class. I would like to get elections done by the time we leave for break. So if anyone out there is interested in still running for a class office, check the link, check your emails. I will send another link in the emails, and put in your application, and then we will do elections through Microsoft Forms or through Google Forms, one of those ways. Okay, and we'd like to try to make sure that's done. If no one else runs, I will talk to those 4 about splitting up who's going to do what offices. So again, any questions for that, email me or talk to me. Last but not least, I want to reiterate one more time, and you're going to hear this a lot from Mr. Spence about social media. That is the way we are communicating with you, but most importantly, email is the best way. School email, Harford County Public Schools email should become part of your regular daily routine. You've heard this more than once, you're going to hear it again. The real world works through email. Communication is done through email. If you don't know how to get email onto your phone so that notifications pop up every time you get emails, you can look that up online. You can look it up on Google. You can talk to Mr. Spence. You can talk to almost anybody. You can get that up there. Please, we are begging you, check your emails every day and make it a part of your everyday routine. Okay, that's the way we're going to communicate with you, and that way you won't miss anything. You don't want to be that kid that comes into school 2 weeks for graduation, has no idea about caps and gowns or when things are happening, and that you missed it all. Okay, so just please check your emails, spread the word about the Instagram, spread the word about the Remind, send it to people, send it to your friends if you know they're not on there, make sure that they can get on as well. That's pretty much all I have for me for now. I know your counselors want to share some important information with you. So Mr. Spence, if you would like to put up Mr. Wachter, I think he'd be the first to talk.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Looks like my microphone is on, so you can hear me. You know, we know it's tough. We know this isn't the ideal way you guys want to start your senior year, but we're hoping by the end of the senior year, it starts to look more normal than it is now. I want to reiterate what everybody's saying about the emails. A lot of information that we send out from the counseling office comes from us through email. So please make sure you're checking that every day. Also, I send mass emails. That means like I'm sending it to the whole 12th grade, which means that email might be sent to another folder in your email account. So I know there's a focused part and an other part to your email. So make sure you're checking both focused and other when you look at your email. You can even actually go and search for email addresses. So if you want to see if I've sent you any emails in the past, you can search my email address, which is available there. It's andy.wachter@acps.org. And you can do that for any one of your teachers if you're interested to see if you've missed any emails. Up to this point, we've sent emails about college stuff, about how to use Naviance, about how to apply to HCC. So, you know, give that a look. Also, we're using It's Learning. There is a page for counseling. There's a grade 12 It's Learning counseling page. So please give that a look. It has a lot of information about what you guys should be doing as it relates to applying to colleges. There is a information sheet about how to apply to Hartford Community College. There's scholarship folder where I upload new scholarships every time I get them. We put them in Naviance and there. There's also links to scholarship stuff in there. So there's a lot of good information in there, stuff about financial aid that would be beneficial to you. So I highly recommend you guys take the time to look in that It's Learning page, the Counseling It's Learning page. Also on that page, there's a way to make appointments with us. We know that's a tough time, and so, you know, we're concerned about how you're feeling, how you're doing. We want to be here to support you. We can meet on Teams and talk. There's a lot of different ways we can support you, so please reach out to us if you're having a hard time in any way, and hopefully, if you know, we can figure out a way to help you through this. You know, we're still here for you, so please reach out to us. We're trying to reach out to us when we can. So, you know, keep on doing what you got to do. I'd rather not have senior meetings with students who aren't passing, so please make sure you're keeping up with your classes, keep on doing your work. Communicating with your teachers is key. If you feel like you've missed some work and you're afraid to reach out because you might get in trouble, don't be afraid. Your teachers want to hear from you, so please reach out to them so they can support you also, because we're all in this together. We want to help you guys. We want to see everybody walk across that stage when June comes. I think that's everything. Oh, and also, you know, we're not here just for college stuff. If you're wanting to join the military, we can link you up with a recruiter. If you're interested in trade schools or employment after high school, if you just want help making a plan for after high school, please reach out to us also so we can help you with that. We'll help you with anything you need. So I think that's it.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Listen, my message is pretty much for you to stay connected. I know things are different, and we're in a virtual world right now, but you have the same goals. I know as seniors, you guys we're still asking you to develop plans for graduation. Of course, whether you want to go in the military, trade school, the world of work, 4-year or 2-year colleges, please maintain your goals. Please, you know, please stick with them. The resources are here. It's different. You don't see us face to face, but we're here for you. A couple of just items to remind what we talked about today. You know, Mr. Trey Montana talked about ordering from Jostens, caps and gowns. Stay on top of that. Make sure you order them. Don't wait for the last minute, because we are going to have a graduation. Hopefully we'll be back here. I'm not sure how it's going to look. It remains to be seen what's going to happen in the spring, whether it's going to be hybrid or it's virtual again. But we're still going to graduate. We're still going to have a ceremony, regardless whether we're here or not. So please take it seriously and order ahead. Graduation date, of course, right now is still the same. And we'll keep you up to date on any changes. So therefore, that's why I want to piggyback on Mr. Trey Montana said about communication. Please, please check your email, your remind, because we're going and the phone calls that I send out to you. So just be aware of how we communicate. Stay on top of it. Stay on top of us and stay on top of the communication, and always check social media. You know, Mr. Wachter and Miss Maley are there for you for transcripts, for anything else that you need. So, you know, all in all, it's a different look. It's a different learning environment, but you should still have the same goals in mind: graduation, the end of the year, and your future plans. So bottom line, take care of business, show up to your classes, do the best you can, hand in all your assignments, and excel. So look, we'll have other meetings down the road, and so just make sure to stay in touch with us. And that's pretty much all I have to say. If you need anything, you know where to find us.
Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. Thank you, Mr. Spence. Thank you, Mr. Wachter and Ms. Maley. You guys have been awesome. So thanks, guys, for attending. We really appreciate it. You got this. We can do this. Last time, we are here to help you get things done. We're proud of you. Make it happen. All right. If you need anything senior class related, email me. all the people who spoke today are here to help you and make things better. It's difficult, but we know you got this. So congratulations ahead of the time for what's going to be an awesome graduation, because you guys are all going to graduate and you're all going to get all your work in and you're all going to be amazing. All right, so that's all we have for today. We will meet again probably after break. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.